Welcome to this astrological update for the year 2024. What awaits us? In 2023, I predicted the terrorist attack of Hamas shortly before, as well as the earthquake that occurred in Turkey. And also, this year, 2024, we have some critical energetic connections where it is very important to know what is coming up. 2024 will be a very important year for all of us. And why? More on that in a moment. But first, a warm welcome here on my YouTube channel. And if you would like to receive a weekly energetic and astrological update, what's coming up for you, then feel free to sign up for my newsletter, which I send out every Sunday morning, and you can find the link right here below this video. Maybe you have seen my numerology prediction for next year, for 2024, where I speak about the energies of next year and what it means for you personally. And if you have not seen the video yet, feel free to watch it. And I also made a video about the change of the lunar nodes and what that means for all of us. That's a very important video for the energies of next year. I also will link it here again. Today it is all about the astrological constellations for 2024. But before I start, remember, nothing is set in stone. We ourselves are the creators of our reality. And yet it is good to be prepared, to know what is energetically coming your way. And this video gives you an overview over the whole year. And I will also release more detailed videos every month and special events. And for this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And many who have been following my channel for a long time know that, for example, I predicted some very important events that has come true. But there is always a margin, whether things manifest or not, and how they manifest. And I have decided that in my membership, my heart community, I will share even more explosive information that I cannot talk about here on YouTube public. And if you are interested in this, then have a look into my membership. You will also find a lot of recordings and videos from 2023 to which you all have access if you are a member of my heart community. And for more information, click on the link below this video. And in January, I will share every month astrological investment tips. And I made a Bitcoin video on my German YouTube channel. And this was till now amazing accurate. But now let's start. 2024 will be a year where we can see far more changes coming in the material world than the years before, after all those restrictions and the topic with the virus. The virus has brought a new awareness to many people. And this changes their world. It will come to fruition more and more. We will see the manifestation of this awareness process in 2024 more than the last years. But I also spoke very often about the split of the worlds. And I made a lot of videos about this topic. It is more not an astrological topic, but a very important topic. Because people who are in a positive alignment, and those people will more and more consciously manifest a positive future together. And people who are in a very negative alignment and feel powerless, and they think they are a victim, and if they are not really ready to change their perspective, and that's okay, it's totally fine not to change anything. That's fine. But those people who will not change, they will find themselves more and more in a world that reflects exactly that to them, what they think about. A world where there is a lot of destructive energy. And I apologize if I say that so clearly here. We will experience the old structures and systems which we may have accepted all of our lives as unchangeable, that they will collapse because they no longer resonate to your world view. But this does not happen overnight and not in 1 year, but it is a process that is picking up speed. This does not mean that you have to reject the old structures. They are simply losing more and more importance and relevance for you. And we are seeing more and more that something new wants to form. Even the old party system will no longer really work well. And a lot of reforms are needed. And the planet Saturn, which is still over a year in the sign of Aquarius, helps us to make those important changes, to establish new structures. Then we have the lunar nodes, which I already talked about in previous videos. Rahu, the upper lunar node, transit was in the sign of Pisces in November, and Ketu, the lower lunar node, at the same time into the sign of Virgo. And with this change of the nodes, promptly health issues became very important. A lot of people are currently ill, especially from the flu. Ketu in the sign of Virgo stands for weakening of the immune system and also the topic of viruses. And I have already made an extra video that I link you here. Disease is a very important topic that will keep us busy the next year 2024, and this will continue to occupy us with Ketu in the sign of Virgo. And the lunar nodes are always for 18.5 months in one of the zodiac signs and strongly determine the focus and the destiny of humanity, what will affect us all. And with Rahu in the sign of Pisces in the year 2024, it is also very much about your belief system and illusions, especially religious belief systems, and finding your own inner spiritual truth. We can so easily fall into an illusion there and believe in something that is not really true, and sometimes not recognize what are the real motives behind it. And so it is important to find your inner truth, and especially what the mass media tell us, that you do not believe in everything. And with Rahu, it is important not to fall into fake illusions. And with Rahu in the sign of Pisces, this will bring up the topic of extraterrestrials and aliens, that we are not the only ones that exist in the entire universe. And there are many fears of a third world war. And I will in my membership share more information, because there's a very important astrological constellation that is very similar what happened at the Second World War. But basically, I do not see that we will experience a third world war. But that does not mean that the armed conflicts will not intensify further. That is possible. But we also have a lot of good energies in 2024 that can help us and bring positive changes to deadlocked situations. What happens next with the conflict in Ukraine and also Israel? In Israel, I continue to see astrological the potential that this war could spread even more neighboring states. They could be involved, such as Yemen, Iran, Lebanon, and Syria. But as I said, these are possibilities. It doesn't have to be that way. And if you are interested, I will be happy to make more detailed prediction. At that moment, I do not see any real improvement of this very hostile war. But here too, we can understand that it is often karmic issues that play out there. And I have already made a video how Israel is astrologically connected to Palestine. And these karmic themes are activated by the Ketu-Mars conjunction in October 2023 in the sign of Libra, which was also triggered from the last solar eclipse in October 2023. What about Ukraine and Russia? Here too the situation is very deadlocked, and astrologically I see for the Ukraine a rather difficult time to come. They are in the life cycle, and in Vedic astrology we have life cycles, and they are currently in the dasha of Jupiter and Venus. And both planets sit in the 8th house. And the 8th house in a horoscope is always connected to difficulties and to great transformation and many upheavals. And from March 2024, Ukraine is in the dasha, in the life cycle of Jupiter, Sun. And the Sun sits also in the 8th house. And the Sun stands for the leader. And thus indicates a change in leadership. And this is about Zelensky. And I will talk about the details in further videos. What else is of great importance? The solar eclipses. They are very important. They give us so much information, what we now have to look to for humanity. And the eclipses normally, they are located in the same houses where the lunar nodes are. And this eclipse in 2024 is absolutely extraordinary, because the path of the solar eclipse, where you can watch that the sun is eclipsed, where you can watch it, will go across exactly North America. And this path of the solar eclipse in April will cross the path of the solar eclipse in October. And the crossing point will be in Texas. And so it is really amazing and very important. It is like a great transformation for the US. And maybe more will come out with the assassination of John F. Kennedy. What was the real background that he was murdered? Because this assassination took place in Dallas, in Texas. And we have again in 2024 and also in the year 2025 very similar constellations, astrological constellations with Saturn, planet Saturn and Rahu in the sign of Pisces. And there the planets were also placed in the year 1968, when there was the assassination of Martin Luther King and also Robert F. Kennedy. And the solar eclipse in April is a total eclipse. Even we cannot see it in Europe. This solar eclipse is the last one in a series of 7 new moons. They are all happening at 25 to 27 degrees, which began with the last solar eclipse in October. And this is also connected to the last eclipse in October because of the same degrees. And on April the 8th, this solar eclipse takes place in the sign of Pisces, where the sun and the moon meet together at 25 degrees. And during this eclipse, Uranus and Jupiter are very close at 25 to 27 degrees in the sign of Aries. And Jupiter is the planet of luck, of optimism, which brings everything into expansion. And when Jupiter meets Uranus, which stands for unexpected events, sudden changes, electricity, our higher self, and Uranus also stands for rebellion and revolutions and for independence. And when those two planets meet, this will lead many people to a new awakening. And this is really amazing. And we have at the same time of this eclipse in April, Saturn and Mars very close together in the sign of Aquarius, only 1 degree apart, which is not an easy energy, like pressing the brake and the gas pedal at the same time. And Mars is also aspecting at the same time the lower lunar node Ketu in the sign of Virgo. And Mars with Ketu on a solar eclipse is very, very dangerous. It speaks about maybe it can bring up new terrorism and headless aggressive behavior. And on top we have Neptune in the sign of Pisces, and Neptune is very near a very also difficult fixed star that is called Sheet, and this is also connected with difficulties. And there is really an energetically cumulation of dramatic energies with this solar eclipse in April. And these energies can also bring up earthquakes. They are a high possibility is in January with Saturn in the lunar mansion of Shatabishak, and also with the aspect of Saturn to the planet Uranus. And more can come up also in August for earthquakes when Uranus will be in the sign of Taurus, because Uranus will change its sign after 7 years. And when Uranus will come together with Mars in the sign of Taurus, this is also very explosive. And these great upheaval energies, they can reflect dramatic and deep emotions of many people. And you can feel those intense feelings in your body, and also like a tension. So it is important for you to relax and to let go if this happens, and to understand that you can let go everything that serves you no more, and that the old power structures can dissolve. But most of the time, things tend to bring chaos before a healing can occur. And with Saturn and Mars in the sign of Aquarius, it is also about larger organizations such as political parties, and there will be a lot of changes. All things break away, but they open the space for new, especially future technologies, with Saturn in the lunar mansion Shatabishak. New healing methods, the healing of diseases that were difficult to cure, and especially through the use of scalar or energy healing methods, free energy, quantum energy technology. And also you might have heard about the mad bats, where the main focus is on an energetic level to activate the blueprint of your human being. The original from your energy field is your blueprint. And if you recover your original blueprint, this will also dissolve blockages in your energy field. Your energy field, there you can find the true causes for diseases, and new possibilities will open up. Also the regrowth of teeth and body parts and inner organs. We are only at the beginning to discover and apply these technologies, to discover and apply them. The time has now come where we understand more how to make this real, especially with Uranus and Jupiter, and in the sign of Aries. They are at the beginning of the year till May in the lunar mansion Bharani, and this is about breakthroughs in energy medicine and future technology. And also with Uranus and Jupiter in this very strong conjunction, people will awaken. They wake up. They wake up from the old system of the 3D world. Then on May the 1st, we have the change of Jupiter in the sign of Taurus, from Aries into the sign of Taurus. And the sign of Taurus is very strongly connected with the stock market, our value system, our monetary system, and also our food and food prices. Will Jupiter preparing the start of the Great Reset? Maybe the beginning of a world with a digitalization of our financial system. And maybe this will also bring up a centralized control of our monetary system, and maybe the end of our freedom. But not only does Jupiter move into the sign of Taurus on May the 1st, also Uranus follows on the June the 1st. And Uranus will be in the sign of Taurus for the next 7 years. And yes, this will lead to a profound transformation of our monetary system. Uranus stands for the future and for technology. And this will not happen completely in 2024, but that is where we all will see that it is coming true. In July, Mars is in the sign of Taurus in a conjunction with Uranus, which will again bring a lot of rebellion and resistance to this topic. People will rebel, perhaps against the new unified monetary system. The second solar eclipse will happen in October the 2nd. And this solar eclipse is also very powerful because Mars is involved. Mars aspects the eclipse. And the eclipse will happen in the sign of Virgo at 15 degrees in conjunction with Ketu, the lower lunar node. And with the aspect of Mars on Ketu. And Mars on Ketu will trigger violence and terror, as we saw it in 2023 with the Hamas terrorist attack. And there is also the presidential election in the USA, and after the eclipse path crosses the country so crucial, this will bring up more division in the people. And maybe this will be a turbulent time whether a government can be formed at all. We will see how things will develop and unfold. And I will be happy to go into the subject in more details next year. And if you are interested, feel free to write this in the comments and subscribe to my YouTube channel. There is a lot of speculation whether Donald Trump could come back again. But there are difficult astrological constellations in February. But if it goes well, he has extremely good energies in his horoscope to become the new president of the USA. Jupiter moves into his 10th house, and this is Taurus. And there he has his sun, his born Jupiter, and also the planet Rahu. They are located in his horoscope. And now Jupiter transits in this house. And Jupiter also activates his moon in the opposite house. And he's born nearly under a full moon. And these energies are amazing, powerful. But no matter how these elections turn out, there will be a big shift into new power structures, away from those hierarchical structures, into a new togetherness, into a new we, even if this we has not found itself anew. And also because we see the splitting of the worlds, that more and more that we are separating, that is okay, at least for people who are ready for this shift of consciousness. For them it is most important to show their true essence, what they believe, through your actions, that you are ready to take responsibility in your life and begin more and more to discover and live in a new positive way. This will help to implement those new positive structures here on Earth. The topic of health and disease will continue to accompany us. But also there is a lot to discover about the mismanagement of the health crisis of the last years. A lot of dark, deep secrets will be revealed with these energies. And I do not see the disempowerment of the people, which many people are afraid of, but quite the opposite. In 2024, we have the opportunity to rediscover that the power lies within you. And numerologically, we have for 2024 the number 8. And the number 8 stands especially for finding your inner power. Two more important things before I end this video. We will continue to experience great and massive upheavals of planet Earth. Maybe more floods will come, and there is also a risk of a tsunami. And also, as I spoke, of a major earthquake that can happen. It doesn't have to be, but the possibility is high, especially with Saturn in the lunar mansion Shatabishak. Many earthquakes have occurred there in the past. And there is the possibility of an earthquake in January, and also when Uranus and Mars are in the sign of Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign, and they are together around August 2024, and this could also trigger a new earthquake. But for more details, I will make further videos. And there is also a connection with Uranus, the Sun, and Mars that points to increased solar eruptions. And in 2024, and the year 2025, we are approaching in the current solar cycle, which lasts 11 years, the peak. And those solar flashes has a strong effect on our consciousness, or our consciousness has a strong effect on those solar flashes. And the second and the last important thing I want to share today is the energy shift towards the end of the year from November and December. Then the planet Mars will play a very important role, because Mars will become stationary in the sign of Cancer and also become retrograde on December the 7th at 11-12 degrees in the sign of Cancer. And these are important degrees. And feel free to check your Vedic horoscope, whether you have planets around 11 degrees in the sign of Cancer, Capricorn, Libra and Aquarius. Check it in your personal horoscope. And Mars is always a trigger, which sometimes causes difficulties. And if you do not yet have a Vedic horoscope, you can also order it in our online shop. You cannot use a Western horoscope. You need a Vedic horoscope for those information today I shared with you. And at least in the sign Cancer, in the horoscope of the USA, it is the 8th house, where it is about scandals, secrets, big money and corruption. So more will come up, and it is around the time of the election in America. Very, very important. The year 2024 will not be an easy year, but an important year. More people than ever before will awaken. And when you watch this video, you are one of the important light workers that will help humanity through the chaos to the light, back to the light. And in this sense, live your light. Do not let yourself be stopped anymore. Take care of your health. And also, acceptance is so important to understand as a spiritual person. Every person is allowed to be as the person is. And that this does not stop you in your development or your life experience. Embrace your creative potential and your power. Your power lies in you and not on the outside. And you have never, never, never lost your power in any way. And please share this very important video with others. And at least I love you. Namaste.